and welcome to the Seated Podcast with Furniture Row. I'm Jessa, Creative Director and Design Extraordinaire.
And I'm Barb, Interior Designer and Buyer. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to Seated, where we're going to help you make your house a home, especially in these times where productivity is feeling important. You know, summer is slipping away and we're getting into,
so
I know, it's the worst, but I feel like it's a time to just really get in the zone.
Get in the zone of productivity.
Yeah, especially with back to school coming up, you know, just getting refocused. In the summer, it's hard to really be as focused as normal for me because I'm just excited about the outdoors. So, and then everybody's traveling, everybody's out of office. But once summer's over, I feel like people just get a little bit more settled in. And
the work begins.
Let's talk about optimizing your space, your interior design for productivity.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So I actually have a few questions for you, and I'm just going to ask you them really quickly. And, you know, just say what comes to mind. So,
oh boy.
So it's like a this or that.
A this or that.
This
okay.
or that. This or that.
Or a yes or a no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this or that.
Okay.
All right. So natural light or artificial?
Oh, natural.
Overhead light or only lamps?
Oh, geez. Only lamps. But I do like some overhead too.
Okay. So layered.
On the layered, definitely.
Layered, but I'm hearing you say more focus on the lamps. Yeah. Get some lamps. Work from home or go into the office?
Both.
Yeah. Hybrid. Standing desk or regular?
Regular.
Plants.
Do you like standing desks?
I want to like standing desks.
I do too, but I just like to sit at a desk.
Yeah. Some days I'm feeling really motivated and then I
Have you seen the ones where they stand and they're on like a treadmill?
Oh, see, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Because then I
couldn't do that.
I could get my step goals down. Yeah. Plants or no plants?
Plants.
Okay. Dedicated office space or work from wherever?
I don't know that I can answer that. I guess dedicated workspace, but then if you have a laptop, it's kind of nice to just go outside and work outside too.
I love it. Yeah. I love just taking my laptop into the grass.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that's not best practice, but
it's nice to be like you have your landing area, you know, your home place. And then, you know, throughout the day, get up and move around. Like I can see that, but it's nice to have a good base.
You don't want to feel tethered.
Right. Yeah. I do not want to be tethered.
No. Nope. That's against who I am as a person as well.
Especially creatives. Yeah. I mean, we can't be tethered.
We got to be free.
Yeah.
Creatively free.
Set us free.
Set us free. Set the creatives free. So a lot of people are having the same dilemma of, do we work from, you know, different places in our house, or do we have a home office? Because
I had that same dilemma when I was working at home.
People put painstaking amounts of efforts into setting up a home office, and then they don't want to work in it. And like we've actually heard a lot on Reddit. We looked around to see if people had these issues, and there's one person writing in, and I'm gonna read what she wrote, and maybe you can give her some advice. Okay.
What's her name?
You know, I don't know. She's just going to be anonymous, or you can make up a name.
Okay.
For, you know, Lucy.
Okay, Lucy.
Or, you know. Yeah, I can't even think of another name. Okay. Pam? Maybe Pam.
Okay, Pam.
Okay, all
Let's
right,
help Pam out.
I've been working from home since 2021. I worked in an office through the bulk of the pandemic, then switched jobs to a fully remote company. Okay. Within the last year or so, I found myself working in my living room every day and pretty much avoiding my designated home office, even though my office is set up so much better for work. I've got 2 monitors, a desk, a great webcam, keyboard, ergonomic chair, and decor and plants. It's a nice space I've created, but I dread going in there. So I end up in my recliner with my laptop almost daily. I don't watch TV while working, and my dogs follow me into my office if I sit in there. Am I the only person with this weird problem? Hopefully you guys have some insight, because it's driving my partner crazy when he gets home and sees me clicking and pecking away from the lazy boy.
Wow. Is it reclined? Is the lazy boy reclined?
We don't know. Probably sometimes.
Okay. I would say, does it work for Pam? Pam, does this work for you?
Yeah.
It would not work for me. I don't think I could do my work in a lazy boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely fall asleep in a lazy boy, but like to sit there and chip away.
You start getting awkward, like in awkward positions. And it's just, I don't know. You can't like have your laptop and it doesn't feel right.
So does it bother Pam or does it bother her partner?
Oh, well,
that's the question.
That's another question.
Because the partner, she said that it comes home and it's like, I'm clicking away in my lazy boy.
Maybe Pam just needs to be like, look, this is where I work best.
Yeah.
Don't judge me. And maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that is the problem. The other thing I would say is what helped me when I was working from home is to get up, get dressed as if, you're going to be meeting people that day, but get yourself ready. It's kind of like making your bed in the morning, like start your day off right.
Yeah. I
agree.
So,
but I do understand about like having a designated space set up and then being like, okay, I've worked in there for 3 months. Now I'm going to go work over here. Yeah. I did that. I had an enclosed room with doors and I loved it. And then I got to the point where I'm like, no more. And then I started working in my dining room and I loved my dining room. So there's lots of light. It was just quite nice.
Yeah.
So Pam, I maybe get ready for work.
Yeah.
Go back into your office, in your house and try again.
Yeah. Or maybe is there a way that she could bring a little bit more comfort into her office?
I think so. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Maybe, what are the things that would help her be more motivated to work in her office? So could it be like plants? Could it be music? Could it be her lighting? Maybe her lighting's off. Maybe the colors of her walls are off. Things like that could be a simple change.
Just because you set up a space for productivity doesn't mean that you're going to be productive.
Correct.
Unless you set it up for your version of productivity. And it sounds like comfort is her version of being productive. She needs to be comfortable first.
Maybe her office chair needs to be changed out.
Exactly. Maybe that.
Yeah. Maybe a new office chair.
Or maybe it just needs to not even be like a chair that looks like an office chair. Maybe it just needs to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But like, I like having that designated space because you have a place to put everything.
Yes.
But then, like all of your office things are there and you know where everything goes. But I hate overly being in a routine. So, I mean, even being in a lazy boy every day in your living room, that would be too much of a routine for me. Yeah. So maybe she just needs to set up different places in her office to be able to sit.
Different zones,
or like just set up different zones in her house. Like maybe it is some weeks the living room, but making sure that she has options so she's not feeling trapped there.
In a lazy boy.
Yeah. Help, I'm stuck in a lazy boy.
Have you switched rooms in your house for your office?
Mainly go, like I'll go to the dining room when I'm eating lunch and sometimes kind of read emails from there. Or like if it's like a Friday afternoon, I'll go sit on my sofa and work, or I'll go sit in the yard if it's a nice day.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm in my office or my home office or my work office because I'm hybrid.
Yeah, you're hybrid.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, on that topic of making sure that you are optimizing your space for how you work best, people have different productivity styles, and it's actually really helpful to know yours. We found a study through Harvard.
Did you take the test?
I did.
Yeah,
and
I did too.
Yeah. And we learned our productivity styles. And so, we can kind of just talk about that a little and get an example of how that could affect our productivity, like how we could update our space to
work best.
And then it might give other people some ideas if they want to take the same test. It's in the show notes. The link is, so, it could maybe help you think about reorganizing your space for productivity.
For what works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because everybody has their own style.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What works for one person may work horribly for another. So I took the test and I am a visualizer, which means that I like having a lot of projects going on at once. I'm good at juggling things, but also being able to see the big picture because I'm so visually oriented on the big picture. Like I know all the little things that go into making it happen. And I'm good at taking all sorts of different ideas from different people or different parts of that project and bringing them together. And I really like to see where I'm going. So like having a visual idea of what's going on. I love whiteboards. I love places where I can just...
Do you use one at home?
I use actually this thing called Millinote.
Oh, yes.
So it's like a digital whiteboard, but I might go back to...
You like to visualize seeing it. Like,
right.
I like that too.
Well, and I make a lot of lists. That's what I do. And then I like highlight what's most important for the day.
Okay.
I'm also very colors based.
Yes.
So whether it's sticky notes or highlights or underlines, like visually separating one thing from another, or starring it as this is what's important.
Yes.
To be able to see what stands out from the big picture and what's priority right now is good for me, because I am really strategic based in being a visualizer. So, yeah.
Well, I took the test too, and I took it twice.
Yeah.
Changed a few of my answers because some of them were like on the fence. And if you take this quiz, you might go, well, maybe I'm really not that.
Yeah, there's some where I started with one and then I changed it. And I was like, I don't know.
But each time I took it, it came out the same. I'm a prioritizer.
Okay.
Yeah. And so here's what it says about prioritize. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see my little handwriting. Prioritizers prefer logical, analytical, fact-based, critical, and realistic thinking. They use time effectively and focus on the highest value task, accurately completing a significant amount of work.
Right.
Which, in our industry, we have a lot of work
that
we have to get done quickly. They analyze project goals and strive to achieve the deserved or desired outcome. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit of a visualizer too, but definitely a prioritizer, more, probably lean that way. But I also don't like labels. I don't like being labeled.
Yeah.
But I took the test.
It can help you understand that you do like to prioritize.
Yeah,
and
it's a nice little framework.
Right. I feel like it's true for you because you ask a lot of questions to make sure you understand the goals and where we're at with things to then be able to like know where to go with what needs to be done.
Yep.
And then you get things done so quickly. So I do think that that's pretty accurate for you.
Yeah, that is. That is.
But how do you feel like you could optimize your space then for making sure that you can see your priorities and like know what they are and to help you work through your priorities?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it says on here that you use like a legal pad, which is true. Yeah. I make a lot of notes on my legal pad and then just very simple, basic technology. I just use my computer. And then I also know, what's most important and what I need to get done. Because you do have your main projects and then you get thrown in other little projects along the way. And so you have to fit those in. So yeah, I definitely think, I know as crazy as it sounds, I use this and I use my iPhone. I make a lot of notes in my iPhone.
Yeah, because it's there when you're thinking of it.
Yeah. And then of course I put things on my calendar. I live by my calendar as well. So in my phone. I could see also just supporting yourself and your mental well-being being really important too. Yeah. Because you need to stay calm and organized in order to effectively prioritize. So you need like whatever makes you feel mentally happy and strong. So whether that be sunlight or working with others or
whatever it is.
When I was working from home and I moved myself into the dining room, I worked really well in there because it had a huge door to the back. So, all this natural light came in and my animals were in there.
Yeah.
And I was really I felt like I was just, in such a great space there. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then my office here, it doesn't have a window, but my office is painted a bright white color, so it feels like I've got a little bit of the outdoors in. So that's helpful.
Beach cabanas in there.
What I do. I've had
I've always wondered about their
pictures of
they're
that.
striped, and it's like a 1950s beach changing tent or something. It's so funny. Where'd you get those?
I may have even changed outfits in there once. I don't even know.
Yeah, why not?
I ordered them years ago. I've had them forever. And I have bookcases in there, and I put all my extra little things and then zip it up. Yeah. So it's all put away. Yeah. So you don't see it. Now, my desk in my office, it's a little bit of a mess. And I clean it here and there. But at home, when I worked from home, it was all super nice and tidy. I don't know if that's because it was my dining room and it was on display to the whole world. I don't know. But it's interesting how different spaces, it's one way at my office and then a different way in my home.
Yeah, I feel like I keep my home office cleaner than my work office, to be honest. And I don't know if that's just because I have more time to clean it or what. But
maybe that's true. Because when I come in, I'm hitting the ground running. At the office here, I just turn my computer on and start.
Yeah.
But at home, it was everything had a place. It was super, super organized.
Yeah.
And that actually was really helpful.
Yeah. I'm like a dog. I need to settle in sometimes, my legs falling asleep. Oh. To scratch about and then find the nice resting spot.
Oh.
Anyway. So if you hear rumbling to the people that aren't watching, that's why.
That's why
I needed to reset.
She's settling in
I'm settling in
her green chair.
I'm seated and settled, and I got to be productive, and I got to find my productivity zone. But yeah, I think that's all so important. So being a visualizer for me, having a whiteboard or something. And we have all these digital systems, but I always go back to writing on an actual physical thing that I can see and look back to. And even if I don't have the task on my whiteboard, I see myself looking at it in conversations when people are in my office and we're trying to reference what's important next. And I like to have a big visual space. One of the shows I used to watch, Silicon Valley on HBO.
I don't know what that is.
It's about developers, but they do sprints essentially, which is you take different tasks that need to be done and you divide them up into these little sprints, as if you were running, you sprint and then you walk and then you sprint and then you walk. So it's these 2 weeks we're really focusing hard on this task. And they had all these sticky notes of what needed to be done. And they would physically move one sticky note from to do to done when they were done with it. And it just gave me the most satisfaction.
Really?
Yeah. And then I came to work and I was like, we need to do sprints. And we started doing them digitally, which is it still gives me satisfaction to be able to check something off and digitally, but it just wasn't the same as the sticky note because I like the colors.
Did other people like the sprints idea?
Yeah. I think it's really widely accepted. It's just, I think I like the physical part of it. I keep trying to keep to-do lists in my computer, but I end up putting them in my notebook because I love crossing things off with
it's off your
pen.
list.
It's just connects with my brain. You did that way more than if I did it just digitally or didn't keep track of it. I really like that physical thing. So I really love tactile notebooks, and then I lose my notes. It's way more efficient digitally, but I just love tactile things that I can look at a big picture vision and then look at all the little steps that I need to take to get there. And I kind of have that built out in my head. Yeah. But I get super energized when I like learn something or something clicks and I'm like, this is the game plan. We need to be doing this and that. And then it just like gets me energized for the next like couple months because yeah, I'll listen to like YouTube videos about different topics related to work while I'm getting ready or like making breakfast before work. And then by the time I start work, I'm like, I am jazzed about this idea. So yeah.
I do the same, not the sprint thing, but like in the morning as I'm getting ready and even, driving into the office, I'm always listening to something off of YouTube and it gets me, pumped up for the day and like gets me thinking about, what I need to be thinking about. But, I definitely have to have that motive, have that information coming in the morning before I even get to work.
Right. So my space needs to have like multiple screens to be able to see or like have something interesting going on YouTube or, motivational. So you're watching it. I'm watching it a lot of the time or like, I just need like multiple inputs so while I'm working on something, I need something else interesting to be happening because again, I thrive with juggling. So like the screens are important. A whiteboard is important or some like chalkboard or whatever, but just where I can post up, what the game plan is, from time to time. And I really need natural light because it makes me feel connected to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So
I would not work well in an open office concept. Like I've got to have my own, and I say open office, I'm talking about like an office space where multiple people are all working like in a what do they call it? Bullpen or something. Like I could not work in that. I have to have my own little space because I get too distracted.
Yeah. I can be like that, focused. But I feel like I get a little bored when I'm closed away in my office from time to time.
Well, that's when you get up and get a snack.
Exactly. It does keep me on task. Yeah. So that's good. So if we could bring up some examples, these are places that either you styled or Furniture Row styled, actual little study spots and examples of how you could set up your space to optimize productivity. So both of them are kind of like in a corner, tucked away, your own individual space, but one of them has, the windows outside to be able to see what's going on. And the other one has like a nature photo, just so you can visualize something beyond what's going on, just like at work.
Well, and I can tell you, like both of those were at the St. Jude Dream Home, different locations.
Yeah.
And the one on the left was at the top of a stairwell, and it was kind of like in this little corner. So, that was just such a neat little space to make, like for a little desk. And then the other one was in a bedroom.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing is you don't have to have an enclosed space where the door is actually closed if like there's a natural nook.
Yeah. But imagine if like you're a family and you have several children, all, school age, even high school, whatever. But maybe one works better in their bedroom versus out in the open. Yeah. Like where that desk is in the stairwell. So
yeah. But the thing about that blank, it's like a Post-it board.
That would work for you, huh?
I really like it, but I'm also extremely motivated when it is blank because I am such a visualizer that it gets me excited about all the things that could be there. I just like dream about the sticky notes. Yeah. And like,
I love it.
Then it makes me want to get like push pins. It's a push pin board. So that would be fun too. Because sometimes you have notes. Actually, I should get a push pin board because I take notes all over the place in different notebooks.
As you are, you should make one. And
I should put the push pin in the note that I took at the office and be able to have that on the board. I need to set that up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are inspiring spaces, and they have a little bit of greenery still, so that's nice, and some interesting knickknacks, so that it's not just like, you're in a white space with no stimulus. It's like there's stuff going on that's like interesting and you feel comfortable and like you're in a personalized space still. But
One thing I'll say this, even though the spaces look great and they're very functional, like different, depending on your style of what works best for you. Some people can't face a wall and work. Like I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't be up against the wall. I have to be out.
It feels too much like when you're put in timeout or something and you're just like, you have to be in this corner. And it's just, you feel trapped and it's a little claustrophobic for some people.
The one with the window's not as,
I would do fine with the window. Yeah. I would be, because that's cozy. Like it's tucked away, but there's still stuff going on behind because you said it was at the top of a loft. Yeah. There's a window. Love
that one's quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think we have some more. This is
that's so pretty.
Yeah. The similar thing, but it's more of like a girls' bedroom space, but I really like how ornate the desk is.
I do too. It's that same collection as our bookcases here.
Oh, that's so true, but they're just in black.
Yeah.
But I like how ornate it is, but it still has the storage. So, yeah.
I do like that. And I like that it's in front of that window as well.
Yeah.
But again,
just
depending
allows you
on
to dream big.
Yeah.
See all the possibilities and the clouds in the sky.
Yeah. Butterflies, chasing butterflies outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, whoever's room that is, they may decide, I like it in the window, sit in front of the window and then move it somewhere else. What I like about these desks are the scale. They're small enough that you can move them around. They don't take up a lot of space.
Right.
So they're very functional purpose. I mean, they could even go like if your kid was like, you know what, I can't work up here in my room anymore. Yeah. That could probably easily go behind a sofa.
And still look nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's another great point is like a writing desk or something that's a little bit more mobile can be a nice option. Yeah. Because then you can move around a little bit, which is great.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's so nice bulky to have it movable.
Yeah. It's not like you're chained to the desk. It's like you and the desk are here. You're on a journey together and you can go wherever.
You can go wherever you want. You're free. You're free.
That's important to me. And then some people work well in a collaborative space, like you're saying. And so I think we have some examples of that as well.
That work in an open space?
For me, it's good for like meetings or when you're actually trying to get creative juices flowing.
Like for collaboration. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's nice for everybody to like come up with some ideas and come together and talk through the ideas. But like a dining table can be a great place to collaborate if you have multiple kids or, roommates or, whatever the case is, you and your family, you and your spouse. Like it's nice sometimes to sit at a table together and collaborate and be like co-working.
Yeah. I definitely like being able to collaborate around a table. But just working out in the open, with a lot of other people working out in the open, I just wouldn't be for me. Yeah. But I really love this room because it incorporates like a family sitting room, with games, and then the table, you could do games or crafts, or it could be a homework table. Yeah, I love that. My office at my actual office is a giant table. It looks like a picnic table.
Right. It is a dining table or something like that. But you just made it into a desk.
It's a desk, and it was actually handmade for me, which was so sweet. It's like the nicest. It was so thoughtful. That was possible. And I love that desk. It means everything to me. And I like that you can spread out. Some people need to spread their things out when they work. I do best like that. Yeah. So this table would probably work for me too.
Yeah. So, a dining table could even go in your office or whatever enclosed space that you want. But here it's nice because if you're working on like more of a crafty project, work that you need to get done, which oftentimes like I need to draw a little diagram or something. And then it's nice to be able to do that while you're, sitting near the living room to have something on in the background or whatever. And then like a dining server could actually be a great like organizational space.
Oh, absolutely. You could put all your supplies in there. And depending on the type of work that you do, I use a lot of, tactile things. Like I'm looking at floor plans. I have fabric swatches, rug swatches. So I'm looking at all of those things. So it's nice to be able to put them away. So yeah, I think, definitely a buffet or server is nice for that. Or, you know, we have those little, tuffets. It's a little ottoman with a tray. It flips over and it's a tray, but you could easily put things in that and you could organize it. Like those come in different colors. You could organize it by color. Like those are all of these supplies. These are those supplies.
That's
and then
so
you tuck it away and it's all nice and tidy
too.
Yeah. Put your feet on
Multifunctional.
Yeah.
And then some people go even a little bit further than a casual communal workspace, and they just need to be comfortable to feel like motivated, because if they're stiff and structured, they just want to get out of there. So we have another example of just, actually this, if you go one further, this is a great example of where to.
That was our office.
Yeah.
Remember the name?
Where to just be really cozy. So across from this, sofa bed is a desk. So you could kind of have, a lot of people's home office is also the guest room, but it's kind of nice because you could go back and forth between sitting on the sofa in there and sitting at your desk, and you could get all cozy with blankets.
This might be the perfect solution for Pam.
Yeah.
Pam instead of the recliner, she might, let's call Pam.
Going back to Pam from Reddit. She
absolutely
would love maybe to just have like a sofa. And I like too how there's so many colors of pillows and curtains worked into that space and fun art. It was a fun room.
Yeah. And right now it's opened up kind of like a bed, and it actually, that sofa lays out into a bed, and then you fold it up and it
has storage too, right?
Total sofa. Yeah. So it's really a very versatile piece, and I like that. The reason we called it, I don't know, you probably know this, the Goffice, was because it's like a guest room / office. So it's a multi-functional room. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Multifunctional rooms also are really important to consider.
Yeah.
Because you're utilizing the space so much better, and you're enjoying the space so much more if it's not just for one thing. So sometimes I think if people just have like, this is my home office, it's like, oh, I don't want to go there. That's where the work's done.
Some people don't have that much space. They may not have that extra room to dedicate to just an office.
Right.
So this is a great solution.
Right.
To be able to do both.
Just bringing in things from life, like blankets and pillows are so nice because it doesn't just say, oh, this room is for work, and because I think that does make people avoid that space then. And
because think about this. If you're working, I don't know, you tell me, but every morning is Monday morning when you work from home, right?
Yeah, that is
because it's
true.
Like every day it's the same day.
Yeah, I can't handle that. It's very stressful for me. I need to change things up. So this allows you to do that, but you've also made it very functional. So you don't just necessarily fall asleep. You have storage space under those ottomans, so you can put the blankets away if you want. And you also have like a little basket, so you can have your pens and pencils and things that you need within arm's reach, your phone, whatever it may be.
I love trays.
Trays are so great.
Especially projects, and especially for creative people that do work with so many different things, is to organize your projects in a tray so you have a spot to put them.
Yes.
So like, if you've got catalogs and things that you're constantly having to refer to, you could put those easily in a tray.
Yeah.
Or, in those little holders. But I like a tray. I think it looks tidy.
Well, and it looks great there too. It's a great solution on a sofa. But then, going back, you had a really great open space example from who is this?
I love this. This is Frank Lloyd Wright. This was an office space that he did in Wisconsin. I think it was the Johnson wax company or something back in the late 30s.
Wait, in the 30s?
I think it was like 1939. We'll have to fact check that.
Haley, fact check us on that. But that is revolutionary.
Yeah.
Because essentially, if you're not watching, it's this open, sunny ceiling, but it has these discs kind of, it's very, there's nothing that you could liken it to. It's very unique. It has these discs that are, designed along the ceiling.
So let me tell you. So there's, I think, 60 of those.
Okay.
And it's supposed to look like trees, but a lot of us, and it's been kind of known as like lily pads, but I think the intent was to look like trees. And so it's kind of like that biophilia that is so popular now. I would say he started that, and then bringing the nature to the indoors. So in an office space like this, I might actually be able to change my mind on working in an open format because it feels like
naturey.
And the ceiling's high, and there's all this natural light,
and the desks are spread out.
They're spread out.
They're not like right. You're not working at the same table with somebody, so you don't feel the pressure to like make conversation with them because they're at a different desk still, but you're still in the same room.
Yeah, as long as I wouldn't get distracted. Maybe I'd sit up there in that middle picture in that little round seating area. Yeah. Maybe that'd turn that into my office. But it was a really neat design that he came up.
I think Haley found more info.
Construction took place from 1936 to 1939, and then the adjacent research tower was added in 1950.
Oh, so construction, the main construction, 1936 to 1939, and then it expanded.
Well, this was the administrative
in 1950, but that is way before its time.
Oh,
the 30s?
Yeah. I mean, he was the father of design, if you think about it.
Gosh.
And the one in the 50s, I think he built like a bridge or a skywalk or something to the next building that he designed. But it's just a really cool design. And he got a lot of flack out of this too. Like the commission didn't want to let him build this. If I have this right, Haley can fact check us on this too, but they were afraid that those trees or lily pads wouldn't hold up the roof. And it was, he did a test, and within 24 hours, they passed and said, okay, go ahead and build your building.
Yep. What do you got, Haley?
So the lily pad columns were considered innovative and controversial because of what Barb just said, but the design paved the way for new possibilities in modern architecture. The engineering was so unconventional that local building inspectors demanded a full-scale load test to prove their strength. The columns held far more than required, demonstrating their innovation and robustness. They initially refused to approve it because of the mushroom or lily pad columns.
So it was just so unconventional that they were like, this can't be structurally sound.
Yeah.
And I think like in an office space, we need to think, and there's already been a movement in corporate office spaces, but in your home office, you can take inspiration that you don't have to do things the way it's always been done, and offices don't have to be, and in life.
In life,
just
if
like
you want
in
to get
life.
philosophical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about how just like in life, it's important to, not always do what the norm is in office spaces. They don't have to be boring and executive desky if you don't want them to be that way. You can create storage with so many other ways besides heavy, clunky desk drawers. You don't need to have a file cabinet per se. You can create there's so many new solutions. Yeah. And
less paper.
And if you need one, so be it. But I just think that there's so many ways to be organized, and in your visual space, things don't have to look so like plain office-y. They can be very creative.
But some people like that.
Some people do like that.
So we'll let them have that, and we'll design for them.
That's so true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you don't have to follow.
If that's not your productivity style, you can take inspiration from Frank Lloyd Wright and break all the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've seen a lot of great examples of that.
I know. I think he broke all of them.
Yeah, he did break all the rules, and people got more done because of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's amazing.
I definitely think productivity in this office probably went way up.
Yeah. I would be super productive, especially in the 30s.
Yeah. How
feel
cool.
like it would have been.
And I just want to point out one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
You may or may not know this, but see that little round staircase right there?
Mm-hmm.
That went down to the restrooms.
I love that.
Wouldn't
so you
you
have to
love
go
that?
down
Yeah.
the tube.
Yeah.
It's round and it looks like it has a spiral staircase going down.
It's like a little shell.
It matches the rest of the design.
Yeah.
It's very forward thinking.
Well, and I think, curves because of modern or organic modern is such a thing right now.
Yeah.
Like he was before his time.
Yeah, he really was. So let's talk about some of these main theories of what could influence productivity in interior design specifically.
Okay.
Like we've talked about a lot of anecdotes and what helps people, but there's actually a lot of science behind some of these things, like color.
Oh, absolutely. Color affects moods and everything.
Yeah. So like, for example, warmer colors like reds and oranges and, yellows are a lot more energy stimulating and they're a lot more social colors. They're great for communication. So it's great for places like a dining room, like a collaborative space, like a conference room, because it gets the people going.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think you're absolutely right about that. In my office that I had to move out of and move into my dining room, that office was red. And maybe that's what was affecting
You were overstimulated
me.
and you just couldn't get your thoughts straight.
Maybe. I don't know. But my office or my dining room at the time, now my dining room is a different color now, but I don't work in there, was like a creamy white color.
Okay.
So maybe that's why.
Well, they say that neutrals provide stability and balance.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what you needed. Maybe you needed...
I needed stability.
Stability and groundingness. It prevents overwhelm.
What color is your office at home?
White, but I have a lot of art on the walls of varying colors. And I think that really helps. Mainly natural colors. Mainly like greens and, pressed flowers and things like that. Blues. They say... Cool colors promote calm, tranquility, and creativity. So like teal and blue and green. So that might be good if
subtle or...
Yeah, you're trying not to get wrapped up in the chaos and you're trying to just be at ease.
Tranquil.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of my wall space is covered with tranquil colors. But then, maybe you do need some pops of those energizing colors because especially toward the end of the day, a lot of times people get in a lull and they just need to like get re-energized about what they're doing.
So maybe you should go to different colored spaces as you work throughout the day.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
Or I actually do think that having different things hanging on your walls that are different colors could be a great idea. Like maybe you have some areas that are a more peaceful, grounding tone and others that are like more energizing because maybe you just need to like look at a different piece of photography or graphic design or something for a little bit.
Maybe. I think you just have to try what works for you.
Yeah, you do. But I like controlled chaos personally. And then lighting is also really important.
Very big.
So if you're trying to like be task oriented and get things done, you want a cooler tone, brighter light. It boosts alertness and it's ideal for, work areas where you're trying to get things done. Whereas warmer tones are good for relaxation and a little bit dimmer tones are good for relaxation as well. So if you want to have a great conversation, maybe you don't want to be under fluorescent lights. I don't like being in meetings where I'm in a fluorescent lit room, like I either want something sunny or I want something dimmer and warmer, relaxed tones to be able to actually like communicate and relax and get your thoughts out to people.
Yeah, I agree. And I also like a desk lamp. I like to turn that on as well as another lamp. And then as you had asked me earlier about overhead. If say it's at your home, like if it's a beautiful chandelier, of course I'm going to like that on. But if it's like, a fluorescent light or a ceiling fan with a light in it, probably not so much.
There's the concept of the big light right now, and there's a lot of people who are like, do not turn on the big light.
Yeah.
And I am one of those people. Like, I do not like overhead lights. And there's some that are better than others. Like in my bedroom, the overhead lights are really nicely done and it's like a balanced color. But
what if it's a chandelier? Would you like that?
I would like that. Yeah, because it's thoughtfully done, but just like a fluorescent or just overhead light, the big light is just so bright, and layered lighting creates so much of a nicer vibe. And for me in my office, the bright direct light that's cooler toned is daylight for me, because daylight is naturally cooler toned. So I have a window in front of my desk, and I find that to be very productive.
Yeah.
And
do you still turn on the other lights?
No.
During the, oh, see, now I would always turn on my chandelier in the dining room, and I would open my shutters to that door, that goes to the outside.
Style. Maybe I would have like a little lamp potentially. Like I have a lamp in my office here at the office that I'll turn on sometimes if it gets stormy, and I have like a standing lamp like that in my office, because sometimes when the clouds roll in, it does get really dark, so I need to turn something on. Not the big light though.
Not the big
light.
Won't
do it.
So I have big lights in my office here, and it somehow works though, because my office is already pretty white and bright, so it does feel like the outside.
And if it's the right big light, that it can be fine. But it's nice to have layered lighting though, because say you're at your desk, you can have the cooler tone focus light. Whereas if you have a little seating area or conference space in your office or in an area of your home, that could have warmer light and form a different function for productivity. But one thing I did want to know with natural daylight and having a window in front of you is sometimes it gets so bright. I'm like, am I damaging my eyes? Like, do I need sunglasses? And I found that the blue light blocking lenses help me.
Do you use those?
Yeah. Like if it's too bright, I'll put on my blue light blocking lenses that I used for, the blue light from my computer. And I think it has like maybe some sort of UV protection. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, worth looking into, but I find that it helps me.
Well, if it helps you, then
it makes the morning light that's really bright palatable. So that's just a little tip.
Yeah. And it too, where your house is positioned too, and that room is positioned with the sun.
That's so true. So true. So, well, and speaking of sunlight, the other important thing to keep in mind is biophilic design. I think you even, brought it up before, but maybe we should explain what it is a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you have a little.
Yeah. So it's basically, let's see. I actually found this little article that I have been using to justify all the plants that I keep buying for the office.
Can you have too many plants?
I don't think so,
Haley,
personally.
Can you have too many plants?
Yeah, we'll ask our producer to look that up if you can have that too many plants. But it basically, biophilia is our innate need to connect with nature. And it's something we should have more of in our workspaces, because articles are reporting on studies that are showing that exposure to nature promotes a fuller psychological restoration, and it allows for greater attention spans.
I believe that.
And there's mounting evidence that nature-inspired spaces enable employees to focus more easily, which may restore rather than deplete mental energy and enhance creativity. So,
absolutely. And, being in nature is also just so reviving to your mental and to your soul. So it can't be a bad thing.
Absolutely. People, there's that theory of forest bathing in, I can't remember which culture it is from another country, but forest bathing is when people immerse themselves in nature, whether it's a forest or just another natural place, and it calms their nervous system and allows them to connect to nature.
Yeah. I think, kind of like making your bed, maybe every day, just take a little bit of time to just be outside.
Yeah, in the morning.
And see how that helps. I know, like, when I've had a busy, long day, just walking outside for a few minutes and just sitting or just, being outside is such a good refresher.
Sometimes when I need a break, I'll go out in the backyard and just kind of look at my garden and pull weeds. I used to be better at taking walks, but a lot of times I notice when I reach for my phone, it's when I'm working, it's when I need a break, a mental break. Okay. And I'm trying to train myself, instead of picking up my phone, to get up and go outside.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So either go outside, go on a walk, but just that time outside, I think, can just give you the break you actually need and make you more effective and ready to do more work later. And
absolutely.
Make you less burnt out.
The sun, when it's shining and you're absorbing some of that
vitamin
sunshine.
D,
yeah.
Or even if it's a rainy day,
it's still
just
good because you're outside.
Elements. Yeah.
Isn't there a school or some curriculum maybe throughout the country of school age children doing school outside or they go outside every day no matter what the temperature is?
Actually, our copywriter here at Furniture Row has one of his daughters, or both of his daughters, goes to one of those schools in Boulder. And it's all outdoors, and there's like a whole list of things he needed to get for them. And it was like, just everything for them to be able to engage with the elements safely. Like, they had rain boots, and they had rain jackets, and they had a sunscreen, and I don't know. But there are all sorts of things for them to be prepared to be in school outside. And it was it was like preschool, I think. But I think that's amazing for younger kids, especially.
Things are changing.
They don't
We're getting
want
back
to
to
sit.
nature.
You can't make a 4-year-old sit for that long.
No.
That's crazy. Let's just stop fighting it. And there's also lights that can make you feel like there's sunlight in your office if you don't have any. So that's worth looking into. Or there's those really cool trending sunset lights that are really out there now. So.
That changes to look like the different times a day.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to simulate golden hour, which is my favorite time of day.
Yeah.
So it can just like make you happy and give you a boost of serotonin. So especially if you don't have windows in your office, that would definitely be worth looking into. And then other biophilic elements outside of just natural light are integrating materials like wood and stone and natural fibers. We touched on that in our last episode about organic modern. If everybody wants to refer to that, you can. But yeah, we got way more into organic modern and how it affects, how you feel about things. And then, adding plants in is a great idea. Photos of nature.
Definitely. And if you don't have, I hate to say this, but if you don't have a green thumb, you could even put faux plants in if it feels,
Well, it's in the
like
same vein as a photo of a forest or something.
Yeah, do what you can.
Do what you can.
Yeah. Maybe even a little water feature, like a little fountain that you could put on your desk or on a countertop. That's always nice.
You were talking about water features before. That would be so nice.
Some people don't like the sound of that when they're trying to work. Some people, it's good for their mood.
You have to find the right one.
Right.
I've learned time and time again. We have one in the office that was like a waterfall, and it sounded beautiful, but it would spit at us.
Well, that's like Niagara Falls out there, isn't it?
Well, there was that, and it would just start, something would get clogged, and it would start spitting at us. So that wasn't
that doesn't
helpful for productivity.
I'm talking about like a cute little tabletop one that you just put on your...
that would be fun.
Next to your little sand and rock garden with the rake.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. Where did those go?
We laugh, but really, it works. If it works for you, then
they used to be everywhere in office spaces, the Zen gardens.
Yeah.
But yeah, beyond biophilic design, our last point that we just wanted to make sure we included was storage and organization, because storage and organization can keep you feeling organized
and clear the clutter.
Clear the clutter. Visual clutter has been shown to lead to mental overload. And so you don't need to add any more of that into your space. I think mental overload will naturally come and you don't need to aid it along. So having places to put things, A, allows you to find what you're looking for quickly, and B, allows you to feel like your space is just clean and you can focus on the task at hand.
Well, and the clutter is, in a box, or it's put away so you're not visually seeing that.
I have a lot of clutter that is hidden in boxes, but when I walk into my office,
it looks organized.
Yeah.
So mentally you're like, yes.
Yeah. So
great.
My office is like a huge craft space for me also. And it's where—
Do you craft in there?
For sure. Or I at least go in there to get my craft supplies, but I have those organized in little storage cubes, and I have an art cart, and both of those things are really important for me to be able to like—
Is the art cart like on wheels? Does it? Okay. That's nice.
But I can have all these different little cups that I put— one's for pencils and one's for paintbrushes and one's for colored pencils. And that way, I can find what I'm looking for when I need it.
Yeah.
So it can just be, really helpful. And you can, if you have a small space, vertical storage can be good. Shelves.
Yeah, definitely shelves that you could put your boxes on too.
Yeah.
The lids. When I moved into my dining room, when I was working at home, I had these they were also on wheels or casters, and they fit perfectly underneath my dining table. And that's where I kept like all of my finishes and fabrics and paints and things like that I was referencing quite a bit. Yeah. And it was all tucked away underneath the table, so it was harder to see.
Yeah.
Like if you walked in there, but it was nice. It was a good feeling. That was all organized.
Well, that's great. I feel like we need, good storage solutions. And then, do you ever work with pets?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm being like, again,
you're still trying to like
scratching into the right,
get settled in.
Yeah. What has your experience been with pets
in your office?
In your workspace?
Well, most people that I work with know there's probably going to be a pet in my office at some time during, the work week.
Yeah.
Not so much every week, but occasionally, and for a while, there was a pet in my office.
We've had a lot of that too. We're a dog-friendly office, and sometimes it can be really relaxing, and other times it can be a distraction.
For me, it's total relaxing, and I love it. I love when I bring my dog, and he just lays in the little pet bed underneath my desk. It's the best thing ever. And matter of fact, I think maybe I'll bring Windsor a little bit more to the office. He's so cute.
I think it just ups morale and brings people together. But
people that don't like dogs, that may not be, that may not work for them.
True.
So don't come into my office if you don't like dogs.
Exactly. Well, also, I remember when I lived with roommates, one of my roommates had a cat named Hudson, and he was just like a big orange tabby. And he would come, and he didn't like when everybody was working because nobody was paying attention to him. So he'd jump up on my desk and like almost lay across my keyboard. And if I was in a Zoom meeting, he would be, and I'd be taking notes, he'd be like trying to grab the end of my pen. And so that was adorable, but it was a little distracting. So there's a good balance, I think of pets in your workspace.
Well, I would bring my cat into my office for a while. Little mouse. And he would either, curl up in my lap, or he would like to lay next to me or behind me in the chair.
That's adorable.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think I work better with pets.
I think a lot of people, that's the case. Well, that was a very productive conversation.
I think we covered a lot of ground there.
We did. Well, let's end with a little game. I want to touch on 2 truths and a lie. Circle back.
Yes, I have that for you.
Touch on, all the corporate terms I'm throwing into this conversation. But
circle back.
Yeah, let's circle back to 2 truths and a lie. So now that you've heard my thoughts on this topic, can you guess what my lie is? So cleaning my laptop gives me a deep sense of purpose.
Okay.
I used to have a beta fish named Alejandro on my desk.
Okay.
I listen to opera when working.
So I'm supposed to guess which one is not true.
Yeah. Which one am I lying about?
I think the cleaning your desk, your computer, your laptop.
I actually love cleaning my keyboard. It gives me like the most sense of satisfaction to get one of those little condensed air.
I should have figured.
It goes and then like all of the gunk gets out of your keyboard. And
How
it's
often
just
do you clean this thing?
Like at least once a week.
Oh,
but
wow.
it's got to be a clean keyboard. It's
Yeah.
functioning at its optimal.
Do you like wipe it down with like Clorox
Sometimes,
wipes?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I just love a clean keyboard, especially if I'm like traveling and working at the same time. Like that keyboard needs to be clean after I'm on the
At all
airplane.
times, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So which one was the lie?
I don't listen to opera when I work. Sometimes I listen to harp music, but that's different. That's my like, oh my gosh, too many things are going on. I just need to be in my peaceful place.
Okay.
Let's listen to harp music. And then Alejandro here at the office, I did have a beta fish. And
What happened to Alejandro?
well, he just got old and died, but he was a very feisty red beta fish. And every time you went up to his bowl, he would like come at you. But it was a fun little element of a co-working space because it was when I shared an office. And so we took turns cleaning his bowl. And
Well, they say that, fish tanks and fish, those are also really good for relaxation.
biophilia.
Yeah.
Connection with nature.
There you go.
Yeah. What about you?
Fish for everyone.
Yeah. And pets in a workspace. That's a less distracting pet in a
Yeah.
workspace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need an aquarium. Let's
I think
get one
you
in
just
our
came
office.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Do you have
Have
two
you
truths?
seen the aquariums that they like literally swim in to clean? That's what I'm talking
Really?
about.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Connection with nature, for sure.
They have that at, I think it's Shields or one of those superstores.
Bass Pro Shops,
Something.
Yeah,
I
something
don't
like
know,
that.
but I've seen somebody in there cleaning
sushi restaurant,
it. Oh, that's bad.
the dentist office.
The dentist,
Those
definitely.
are common offices to see a.
All right.
aquarium
So
in.
here's my questions for you, Miss Jessa. Okay. Or not my questions, my truths and a
Okay,
And
let's
a
see if
not
I can
truth.
guess it. I need
Okay,
to know.
so I had a Christmas tree in my home office up all year round. Okay. I work best with music playing very softly in the background. And then all of my pets would hang out. This is when I worked at home in my office all day.
I think that the soft music is the lie.
Really? Tell me why you think that.
Because I think the other two are so true about you.
Really?
Yeah. I think you would be the type of person to have a Christmas tree in your office year round and you would just purpose it into a different holiday tree. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you are right. Because here's the thing. I love to listen to podcasts or YouTube, whatever, on, during the day as I'm working, but I cannot have music on when I'm working. It drives me bonkers.
Especially like if it's not worth it music, it's like
Any music.
kind
I
of
can't do
annoying,
it.
just a
Like,
nuisance. Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
So, but my Christmas tree was like a little 4.5 foot pink Christmas tree, and it was my daughter's. And so I just
Aw.
used it all year round and
That's
turned it
so
on. It was like
fun.
twinkly lights. So
You need the
yeah.
twinkly lights. You need the jazzy, fun area in your workspace.
I loved it.
That's so cool.
You know me well.
Well, I hope this conversation has helped everybody feel like they can be a little bit more productive in their space.
Just figure out what works best for you.
Exactly. It's all
Take
about
the quiz.
your work style. And, make sure to subscribe to the Furniture Row YouTube channel or anywhere you listen to podcasts if you haven't already, because then when we drop more interesting little factoids like this and guides.
Yeah.
And you can also find additional links and content about this episode on our blog.
Right.
So, and our socials.
I love our blog.
We have a lot of interesting tidbits on our socials and our blog. So,
definitely.
It's entertainment for sure.
What's the name of our blog?
It's The Front Door.
The Front
Come
Door
through the
by
front door.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Front Door by Furniture Row.
Yeah. All right. Well, bye everyone. See you next
Bye.
time.